What is up, Starseeds? It's Sid. There's a couple of people who have been asking me to do like a crystal haul or a crystal tour for a couple years, and now we're finally doing it. So first off, I want to explain how you can charge your crystals, how you acquire crystals, how you charge them, cleanse them, care for them, all of that. And then I'm going to show you guys what crystals I have. I also want to say I do have a crystal playlist. I'll leave it linked in the description of this video. I have a really cool 3-minute video on just the science behind crystals, how their atoms form in sacred geometry, and how they are the highest vibrating thing on the planet that we know of. I think that is really cool and really important to understand if you think you might want to acquire some crystals. So how do we go about getting crystals? I know for me, when I was about 12 or 13 years old, that was the first time that I got crystals. I went to a psychic shop in Rochester, New York when I was visiting my grandparents, and I got a few basic crystals. I also have a metaphysical shop near me in Plymouth, Michigan, so that is where I've also gone to get some more specific kinds of crystals, get some tarot cards, some incense, etc. I've gotten crystals while I was traveling. I got some crystals in Kentucky when I went. I got some crystals in northern Michigan, not the UP, I've never been there, but just northern lower peninsula of Michigan. I've gotten some crystals. It is really important to mention though that I do not support the mining of crystals from the earth, which is probably a hot take. I haven't heard anybody else talking about this. I made a YouTube video on it a year or two ago. I love that YouTube video, you should go check it out. But basically I believe that respecting crystals is important. So yes, they do get mined unethically, and sometimes it's really hard to figure out where the crystals you're getting are coming from. You want to make sure that child labor wasn't involved. You want to make sure that the crystals were genuinely cared for when they were mined, okay? I have a friend who goes crystal hunting, and I absolutely love that, and I think that is awesome. If you go outside in your local area, or if you're traveling and you go to this area where there's lots of crystals and you can kind of chisel some off for yourself, or you find some laying on the ground and they feel meant for you, they want to come home with you, that is a totally different thing than supporting some corrupt mega corporation mining crystals and selling them for a profit. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference there. So now, because of that, I like to get my crystals secondhand. I've gotten some crystals off of Poshmark, and I'm open to other ways of getting crystals secondhand too. I think that is super cool. I'm not a big crystal collector anymore. I've only gotten a few crystals the past couple of years. Most of the crystals that I have, I got when I was 16, 18 maybe. So it's been 5 years since I've seriously went and gotten a decent amount of crystals at once. The last time I got crystals was because I wanted some tourmaline and some shungite for EMF purposes, so I got them off of Poshmark. I guess the big takeaway on how to acquire your crystals is do what works for you. Please make sure that they are ethically sourced. If there's a metaphysical shop near you and you really feel called to buy a certain crystal, then get it if it's gonna make you happy. But if there's a certain kind of crystal that you are looking for, search for it online and see if you can find it secondhand. Or if you know and trust somebody who mines crystals, or who knows a guy who mines crystals, you can ask them for the details and maybe you can get them from them as well. Now, once you get your crystal, you should cleanse it, you should charge it. What do you do to take care of it? So it's important to mention that selenite, something like this or this, you do not want to put in water. It is like salt. It will dissolve in water, okay? This one, it got some salt on it a little bit, and that is why it's more kind of smooth like this, is because it started to dissolve in the water. This one I've never accidentally put water on, so they're all good. Most crystals can go in water though. A lot of crystals come from watery areas actually, so that can be an awesome way to cleanse them. Putting salt on your crystals is also usually a good way to help cleanse them. I would do the research for each specific crystal type that you have to make sure that these methods are okay. But another way is running them a little bit over a candle flame, or through some smoke from a candle, or from an herb that you're burning, some incense, something like that. Visualizing the crystal cleansing and charging, just using your own mind power and visualization, that is so powerful. Having that inner knowing that the crystal is being cleansed and is being charged. But by far the most popular way to charge crystals is to put them outside at night under the moonlight, under a full moon, under a new moon, during some important celestial event. You can put your crystals outside for the night. You can also put them outside during the daytime and have the sunlight charge them, okay? When I was a teenager, I charged my crystals quite a bit. I would put them outside at night under a full moon, usually let the moon charge them, and then I would leave them outside the next day for a decent amount of time to have that morning sunrise charge them as well, and I really liked that method. I would put all my little tumbled crystals in like a glass pan, like a glass baking pan, something that was a nice material. Put your crystals in wood, put them in glass, put them in something that feels nice, okay? Not like Teflon, not plastic, nothing like that, all right? Nice, natural materials. Really, you can cleanse and charge your crystals however you want. I named off some methods. You can do a mixture of those, or you can do whatever works for you. If you're wondering how often you should charge your crystals, that is totally up to you. When I was a teenager, I used to do it every month or every couple of months. If I'm being honest, now I do it about once a year. I should really do it more often if I want to use them more, but my poor little babies have been collecting dust on my nightstand lately, if I'm being completely honest. So today took me like 5 trips up and down the stairs, but I brought them all here to my kitchen table. As you can see, we've got snow right now outside Detroit, but I feel like the crystals, they usually come out during the summertime, or at least the springtime for me. That's when I feel like bringing them downstairs, putting them outside on my patio, charging them, usually in the sunlight more so than the moonlight. Lately, that's just kind of been my vibe. But today I wanted to bring them down, give them some good light from the window at least, and I might put some of them in the snow for a little bit. I'm not gonna like leave them in the snow for a long time, but I feel called to put a few of them in the snow, just kind of rub some snow on them really quick, give them a little bit of fresh air. I just think some of them would really appreciate that. My bigger ones, like this big shungite guy, think he's gonna go in the snow for a bit. Field trip time. Anyways, I think you guys get the gist. Charge your crystals however you like. Charge them as often as you like. You know with your own intuition when you should charge them. When you feel called to do it, just do it. And if you don't feel like it for a few months, that's okay too. You also don't have to do the same like ritual of charging every time. You could charge them under the moon sometimes. You can charge them with smoke sometimes. Whatever floats your boat, man. So now I'm gonna do a little crystal tour for you guys. Gonna start off with the big boys, work my way down to the tumbled, and then kind of the specific little cutesy things that I have. So this is my biggest crystal. I got this recently for EMF purposes. This is a shungite tower. Really powerful when it's been charged recently, so I think this guy will really like a little snow charging. This nice selenite wand I got up north in Michigan. My beautiful labradorite that I got on a trip to Kentucky. Some citron. Some amethyst chunks. This one I think I got in Michigan. This one I'm pretty sure I also got on my trip to Kentucky. I was gifted this one. Some of my clear quartz babies. This one I got on my trip to Kentucky. And these two I'm pretty sure I accumulated in northern Michigan. I have a few cute little towers. This one is tourmaline. I'll put the exact name of the type of tourmaline up here. This, I forgot what it's called, but it's really cool. And these I'm pretty sure are lapis lazuli, brown calcite egg that I got, green calcite egg, and a little yellow calcite egg. They are so cute. I love putting the eggs kind of like on my lower stomach area, yoni area. Amazing for that. Oh yeah, these are some more clear quartz chunks that I have, rose quartz and amethyst, sodalite sphere, amethyst sphere, and I forget what kind of crystals these are, but they're spheres. These are some of the first crystals that I got. This is a little piece of clear quartz, and this is a little piece of smoky quartz. One of my old best friends gifted me this little clear quartz geode, and it had a lid to it too that like closed it, but it broke, so I have little pieces of the lid there too. Some more clear quartz chunks that I have. This one was also one of my first crystals. Little piece of citron, little piece of amethyst that broke off. I think this is also kind of like a bottom little chunk of the rocky part of my amethyst that I have too. Another little amethyst tumbled. I used to have an ametrine, like amethyst and citrine together, tower, but I gave it to someone a while ago because they really needed some nice crystals. Some little rose quartz, selenite piece I showed you guys already. This is a little opal that broke in half, so I have both the halves still. These 4 pieces of moonstone were some of my first crystals as well, and then this little sunstone brown calcite, pink calcite, think this is green calcite and yellow calcite. Little piece of agate, little piece of blue lace agate. Gonna butcher this name, but abalone. Red jasper, yellow jasper, carnelian. Nice little chunk of black tourmaline. Ruby, unakite. One of my favorites, malachite. I had some more malachite, but I left it at my friend's house because I was the girl who brought malachite if anybody was in pain. One of my friends from high school still has my malachite. Lapis lazuli, also one of my faves. Sodalite, also a favorite, but not as much as lapis lazuli. Little piece of labradorite, also one of my first crystals. Little piece of amazonite, and a little piece of fluorite, also one of my first crystals. Serpentine, aquamarine, little tiny turquoise, little tiny sapphire. Pretty sure this is a little tiny diamond, and this is a little emerald. Jade. I'm pretty sure this is bloodstone. I thought I used to have a bloodstone that was slightly more elongated than this and had more little red specks in it, but I can see the little bit of red specks in here, so I'm pretty sure this is bloodstone. Tiger's eye, and then a little tiger's eye that broke into a couple pieces. Celestite, pyrite, Apache's tears, adventurine, black obsidian, mahogany obsidian, one of my first crystals. I love it. Snowflake obsidian, and then I forget what this is called. I think it's called like Dalmatian stone or something. Pretty sure this is a little jet, garnet, hematite. This is where I butcher names now. Rwandite, I think this is called. Not sure how to pronounce this, but I'll put it up on the screen. Not sure how to say this either. A little jade gua sha that I have to like rub on your face. This is a little rose quartz one that I have as well. I'm pretty sure I was gifted these little carnelian, little fluorite, little lapis lazuli, snowflake obsidian, little beetle. Pretty sure this is a tiger's eye angel. Little heart made out of possibly agate or something like that. Clear quartz pyramid, and an ankh that might be made out of green calcite or something like that. Shroomy, I have no clue what this is made out of though. A camel that I'm not sure what it's made out of, and a green aventurine turtle. I have this little orgone energy accumulator thing. I'm pretty sure it's got sodalite on bottom. It's got clear quartz on top with like a copper wire and some other cool stuff in there. I think this is supposed to be a little topaz crystal ball type thing, and you can put notes in there. I got it for my birthday one year when I was a teenager. My crystal ball with its cute little stand like so. I have these runes that are either on sodalite or lapis lazuli crystal. I have all of the runes in here in this cute little dragon's eye container. This is my grandma's old like glass crystal something basket, and I have a bunch of these little pink Himalayan rock salts in here. I got them a long time ago when I was a teenager, and I just kind of have them chilling in here. I have 2 of these amethyst crystal water bottles and a few of these shungite stickers to put on the back of your electronics to try to absorb and transmute any of those negative EMFs. But that's all the crystals I can think of that I have. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. What crystal is your favorite? What crystals do you think I should consider getting? Let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys so much. Lots of love and light to you guys. Peace out.